A dream is just a great idea that doesn't have a website yet. Make it a reality with our sponsor for the podcast today, Squarespace. Squarespace makes it easy to turn your idea into a unique website, showcase your work, blog or publish content, even sell products and services of all kinds in just a few clicks. And with 24/7 award-winning customer support, you can customize everything from look and feel to settings and products using beautiful templates created by world-class designers. And there's nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever. So head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code GRACE to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Not too deep. Not too deep. With Grace Helbig.
I think it's by far infinitely more flattering to be the photos that a catfish uses than to get catfished by someone.
Oh, I wouldn't argue that. Of course that's more flattering.
And so when this happened, I was like, Jack Ferry's ego is fucking breaking through his roof right now and out into the stratosphere.
That's not true.
He is equal parts concerned for his security and safety and equal parts egotistically flattered in a way. I mean, I would be. I'd be like,
right.
Someone used my photos to try and con someone into falling in love with them. What a dream.
All right. Well.
Okay. Hi guys. Welcome to this episode of Not Too Deep. Just me and good old catfish photo expert, catfish stock photo model, Jack Ferry
Apparently.
here.
Yeah,
okay.
hello.
So we got to get into this because this is a hot topic. We got some hot gossip, but Jack Ferry has recently found himself in the middle of quite a scenario.
Yeah. A bit of a kerfuffle.
Yeah,
you
so
could say.
the broad strokes is that someone was using your photos on various websites to catfish, we can assume, other people on a dating website.
That's correct.
Okay, give us the deets.
So it happened a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I got literally 3 emails from 3 different women.
All in one day?
All in one day.
Okay.
And each of them said something to the effect of,
you're pulling this up on your phone?
Yeah, I posted them to my Twitter.
Give us the receipts.
Because it was like, Dear Jack, had never heard of you back here in the UK, but you should know that someone's been using your name and photos in a catfish scam on Match.com in the UK and maybe on other sites. I don't know. He has recently deleted his account, but I was caught out by it. The email he uses is an email that's not mine. Best wishes. And then, but the thing is, I got 3 of these. So I got one from a woman named
3 different women.
Yeah, one from a woman named Judith, one from a woman named Nicola, and one from a woman named Jill.
All in the UK?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you do have a very British vibe to you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So I was shocked at what kind of scam this was. I assumed it was a scam. I assumed it was like I'm a Nigerian prince and you've inherited $1 million.
Right.
So I didn't understand. So I posted the 3 hiding my email address and their email address. I posted them to my Twitter being like, is this a scam?
I just got the email from you on a chain that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Literally, we were trying to manifest getting Neve and Max from Catfish. We've been trying to get them on an episode of Not Too Deep.
Now I'm desperate to have them.
I mean, now we need their advice. And on that email thread that we were talking about, Jack just puts this link to his Twitter that says he's in touch with London police. And I was like, what's going on?
So Jill apparently is a police officer, like a Metro police officer. She wasn't one of the people that was being catfished.
Okay.
It was her friend. And she sent me this very alarming email. And she was like, I was me that actually reached out because she came to me and when she did a reverse image search of one of my photos.
Okay.
That this guy was using.
Which is what they do on Catfish.
Yeah.
So they basically have given her the tools to figure out the falsehood of it.
So, and then I think she took it to her friend Jill, who's a cop.
Right.
And she was the one that reached out to me just as like a courtesy to be like, you should know that someone's not only, but here's the thing that's really was really bothering me was he was not just using my photos, he was also using my name.
Oh, so it was like full impersonating you.
Yeah.
With like the same details about like your career and stuff like that?
No, he said he was 53 years old.
Okay. That's what Melissa was like. How old are you, Jack? You 53, 54?
Which is one of the reasons why I don't have a beard anymore. It's as if I'm not already self-conscious about looking older than I already am. By the way, guys, I'm 39 years old in real life. So
to set the record straight.
So I'm not 53. But I guess I look older with my beard, and so some of these photos they were being used of me were very recent photos that I posted on Instagram.
All right, okay. Just were you happy with the ones that they chose to use as you?
No, it's incredibly
You're
creepy.
like there were so many better ones.
It's incredibly creepy, Grace. Like it doesn't feel good at all to know that somebody is out there saying that using my photos and saying I am Jack Ferry. And
I've had like imitation accounts on Facebook, like crazy. Where
yeah, but you're famous. I'm not famous.
But not even. No, this was like years ago. Even that it's like this is, and it is weird. It feels like someone. It feels so invasive.
So then, it gets even weirder. So then, there are all these photos of me that she reversed image searched, and she found my website.
Your personal website?
Yeah, so jackferry.com.
Did you make it via Squarespace?
As a matter of fact, it is via Squarespace.
Great, wait for an ad break.
So then she like finds my bio, and I clearly doesn't say I'm a 53-year-old builder living in the UK. It says that I am a filmmaker living in Los Angeles. So she emails him with a link to my website, basically saying like, explain this.
Yeah.
And his response was like chilling.
What?
His response was, well, now you know I couldn't have been honest with you. When you're as famous as I am, you want to make sure somebody is interested in you for who you really are.
What?
So he like doubled down on him being me.
What? But you are based in the United States.
I know.
So, okay, go on.
I know. So he was saying, basically what he was saying to her was, you're right, I'm not in England. I've been lying because I'm so famous. Which is hilarious to me.
This is so silly.
Because I'm not famous.
Have you found out who this is?
No. And it gets even weirder.
Okay.
So then I started getting, we were unable. So I told my lawyer and my manager, I was like, can you guys do something about this? Because I'm like in the middle of a shoot. I had no time to deal with this.
Yeah.
So then get this. They were unable to get them to take down the profile on these two dating websites. One is Match.com. The other is a website called Our Time, which is for dating for men and women over the age of 50.
Ooh, all right. Okay, sure.
Which, by the way, are both...
It's our time now.
That's exactly it.
All right.
So both owned by the same company. Okay. And so my manager and lawyer called them and were like, you need to take down this fraudulent account.
Sure.
And they wouldn't.
They refused.
They couldn't. They were like, we have no way of doing this. So, so my poor manager was like on the phone with like this like person in France because they aren't managed by the same company that manages Match.com in the US. It's a totally separate, whatever, very complicated and annoying and boring. But eventually they were just like, look, if you really want us to take these down, what you have to do is create an account and then explain and then point to this fraudulent account as being fraudulent. And I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not on Match.com.
This seems like such a scam to get you to sign up for Match.com.
Right. So then what they ended up doing was my manager then reached out to the women and was like, could you please report this account for being fraudulent so that you can take it down? So then they responded and did that. And then eventually the people in France were like, fine, we'll delete the accounts now that we've got this officially from actual certified users and whatever. Right. But then what's crazy is they sent me some of the correspondence.
Between this person?
Between the my manager and some of the
company?
The women.
Oh, the women. Wait, the women that they were catfishing?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm not entirely convinced these women are real either.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, what?
I'm not entirely convinced that this person isn't doing all of these things.
Is the women and the one impersonating you?
Yeah. Yes.
And it's just trying to get in contact with you?
Yes.
So you think the conspiracy theory here is that this is an elaborate scheme just to get in direct communication with you?
In some way, yes.
Okay. Where are we at right now? What's the current state?
I don't know. Like I said, my
as of now, we're recording this on March 14th. I don't know when this is going to air.
My reps have just said not to engage and to stop emailing the women and not to email him, the catfisher, just to stay out of it completely. I'm only talking about it because it's a weird thing that happened and it's very creepy. I know,
because part of me wants to get this catfisher on an episode.
Because here's the thing, like if it was just my pictures, it wouldn't bother me that
Right,
much.
but if it's your likeness, it's your person. It's like you. They're
He's
impersonating you.
He's saying I'm Jack Ferry.
Right, or she. You don't know who this is.
True. They are saying that I am Jack Ferry, and then when they're being called out about it, when they're getting like the real deets about me, then also responding with saying like, well, no, that is me. I was lying before about being British. I just wanted to make sure you really loved me for me. And it's like, that's such a creepy thought that someone's doing that with me and my name.
But I just loved you for you. We've emailed once. What?
Yeah, it's fucking weird. But like I said, there's something weird about like the sentence structure and the cadence. And like, I could easily just call like the Metro Police.
You think it's like a 12-year-old?
I don't know. I think it seems like English is second language, kind of like syntax errors. So like part of me wants to just call like the London like Metro Police and say, can I speak to Jill, whatever her last name is?
Yeah.
And because she even gave me her badge number.
Right. I mean, can you reverse search these people that are emailing you?
I could, but I haven't done that.
I'm just saying, if you get bored, there are opportunities to try and get to the bottom of this catfish scandal.
All I'm saying is, when I looked at some of the emails that had been sent back and forth, because the women, I responded to all the women after that first day and was like, is this real?
Well, it's also bizarre that all three came in the same day.
I know. That's why
there's a lot of like unique coincidences that
so
don't seem
my
real.
My theory was maybe they had all found each other online somehow.
But did any of them reference the others?
Yes, but indirectly.
Okay.
And also the other thing that I posted too. So I posted on my Twitter. I
saw that. Yeah.
Can someone please explain to me what the fuck is going on here? I got all three of these messages today, and then somebody responded to that and was like, "It's not a hoax. My friend has been messaging with Jack Ferry on Match for the last 2 weeks."
Oh, they referenced that their friend is one of the people that have emailed you?
Yes. And so I was like, what? Is that real? And then that's when the women started emailing me back. But like I said, there's like just weird sort of like turns of phrases that are sort of oddly similar between them.
Yeah.
The fact that they all emailed me on the same day.
Yeah, it could be someone that's just a kid in the UK is bored, a kid in Europe that's
could be
bored.
A kid in fucking, anywhere.
Virginia.
Virginia or Russia for all I have no idea. I don't know what would possess somebody to do any of this, but
boredom. And the internet. It's available.
But the profiles were real.
It's also
those were definitely real.
This is why I really, really want Max and Neve on an episode, because I've been obsessed with catfish over the last like few months, and I'm late to the catfish train, and their show is really interesting because it calls out this digital behavior. Yeah. But it also is complicated because it almost glorifies and romanticizes and shines a spotlight on how easy it is to catfish. So I feel like the awareness level has been
raised,
because of this this show. But I think also the awareness of how easy it is to catfish someone is also being raised. So it's like, is this good or is this bad? And I think, I'm fascinated to know like how much has catfishing increased in the last couple of years, because this is now becoming part of our vernacular, because it's becoming part of like our digital culture, that sort of thing. But if anything, it's a reminder to just like check all your passwords, check everything online. Yeah. And if you ever suspect you're being catfished, is my theory. And two, if you ever find out that your stuff is being used in the scheme of a catfish, go to the proper authorities. Don't engage and get it shut down.
I get messaged all the time from obvious catfishers on Instagram who are just like trying to slide into my DMs, and like my general.
And Jack's got a door shut on his DMs. You can't slide in there. You can knock on it, but no one's gonna answer.
No, I'm actually like I'm approachable online. Like I respond to almost everybody. I'll interact with almost anybody on Twitter. I'll respond to people if they DM me. Yeah. Unless it's inappropriate. But like when it's obvious to me that they're like clearly not who they say they are. Right. That's when I'm just like, send me a proof pic and then we can keep talking.
That's sketchy and weird.
Why?
Send me a proof pic.
Yeah, because I don't believe that's who you are. Because it's just hold a piece of paper up with your username on it.
Oh yeah. See, I don't even engage that far. I think this is just a general PSA that if anyone finds Jack Ferry on any dating app, it is very much not Jack Ferry.
Yeah, I'm not on any dating apps.
There you go.
So there you go.
Now, to find some further expert advice on dating and the world at large and how to shut down people that are doing bad shit, we got Mamrie Hart coming up on this podcast.
That's
and I'm
right.
really excited. She hasn't been here for a second.
I know.
Yeah. So
And
it should be
I'm excited to have her back because
we started a new show together. So
I
she and I
know.
have seen a lot of each other. But the one thing I'm really excited to talk to her about, she went on this big book tour for like 3 weeks and I didn't see her forever. And we've been back and just like nose to the grind on this new show. So I haven't heard about like her stories on the road. So I'm really excited to try and dive into some of that. And you guys submitted old school style. I got via Tumblr a ton of awesome questions for you guys for Mamrie that a lot of them I've never heard her answer before. So this should be a really fun episode.
excellent.
So we'll be right back with Mamrie Hart on Not Too Deep.
Not too deep. With Grace Helbig.
Hey, Grace.
Hey, Jack Ferry. Who is sponsoring this episode of Not Too Deep today?
Oh, it's our good buddies at ZipRecruiter.
Oh, we like them because they like us.
They like us a lot. And here's the thing. A lot of you guys should like them because a lot of you guys might be in the business of hiring people.
And that's a very stressful business to get into. It's overwhelming to think about who teaches you how to hire someone.
Well, here's the thing. You don't need to worry about it now with ZipRecruiter.
Okay.
See, here's the thing. Every business needs great people. And there needs to be a better way to find them.
Yep.
Something better than just posting the job online and just praying that the right people see it.
Mm-hmm.
What's cool is that ZipRecruiter knew there was a smarter way, so they built a platform that finds the right job candidates for you.
Yeah, see, ZipRecruiter learns what you're looking for and identifies people with the correct experience and invites them to apply to your job. So it's almost like you're throwing a job party and they're sending out invitations to all the best guests of your party.
Oh, I like that.
Sure.
And then these invitations have revolutionized how you find your next hire. In fact, 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just 1 day.
That's an amazing statistic. And ZipRecruiter doesn't stop there. They even spotlight the strongest applications you receive, so you never miss a great match. They're basically like the Yenta of job hiring.
Yeah, like you really need to consider this one.
Yeah, don't let this swipe left pass you by.
Yeah, that's right. The right candidates are out there. ZipRecruiter is how you find them.
Businesses of all sizes trust ZipRecruiter for their hiring needs. And right now, you guys, our listeners, can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Free.
Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/grace. That's ZipRecruiter.com/grace.
ZipRecruiter.com/grace. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Not too deep.
Have you read the labels on the back of your skincare and makeup? Because most people don't, but Juice Beauty wants to change that. Your skin, turns out, can absorb up to 60% of what you put on it. So what goes on your skin can be as important as what goes in your body. Surprise and spoiler alert, and I'm sorry if that offends any of you, but you gotta be aware. And made with certified organic ingredients, Juice Beauty promises to always formulate without parabens, silicons, petroleum, or any other potentially harmful ingredients. Their formulas are naturally derived ingredients to provide clinically validated results that are just as good, if not better, than conventional beauty products. Juice Beauty's Phytopigments Ultra Natural Mascara, for example, uses pigments from purple carrots, argan, and rose to provide a rich, deep color to define and lengthen lashes. Meanwhile, the Stem Cellular Exfoliating Peel Spray uses proprietary blend of plant-derived ingredients that provide instant peel gratification while unveiling, guess what? Glowing skin. And the Juice Beauty Phytopigments Illuminating Primer evens skin tone while hydrating and providing plumping moisture to the skin. So go to juicebeauty.com/grace for exclusive savings on your first order when you use the code GRACE20 at checkout. That's GRACE20 at checkout. Mamrie Hart's here.
Hi, Mamrie.
Oh, we're recording. Hello.
Hey, girl. Hey. It's been a second since you've been on Not Too Deep, and I don't
know.
know at this point what our count is on how many episodes you've been on.
All I know is that this is my first time doing it without the video component. And
Right.
as I was getting ready this morning, I was like, oh, fuck yes. I don't have to be cute.
Welcome to every time I come and shoot Not Too Deep now. I literally put my makeup on in the car, and then I'm like, what am I doing? I'm
What
not going
a
to go meet
relief.
Val. Yeah, it's very nice. Mamrie and I said this a little bit earlier, and you guys know if you follow us on social media. We've started a new show called This Might Get on YouTube.
Woo.
It's 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. It's there every single morning of the week. And
It's not behind a paywall. It's a YouTube series.
yeah, it's not YouTube Red, which
No.
I didn't realize until we started getting comments how because I didn't even put it in perspective of YouTube Red versus YouTube.
Yeah.
And a lot of like the positive comments in the beginning were just like, thank God this is not going to be on YouTube Red. Which, does anyone watch anything on YouTube Red?
I do actually.
What do you watch?
What's your favorite?
I was watching Buddy System.
Yes.
Yeah, which is
Oh,
really good.
Which we just had on This Might Get, Rhett and
Yeah.
Link.
I love those guys.
They were so wonderful.
They
But-
truly are a beacon of.
But that said, that's kind of the only thing I watch. I mostly have YouTube Red because I don't like ads. That's the main
Yeah.
reason.
Time is money.
Yeah.
Jack Berry.
But before we started, because we've been like nose to the grind on like trying to churn out these episodes now and get into our rhythm. Mamrie, you had your second book come out.
I did indeed.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
Thank
and
you.
I got to be so wonderful at the first show that you did in Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was kismet because you just happened to needed to be there for work the next day.
Amazing.
It was really
So-
great. But then I didn't see you. You went into this like ether that it was just like, didn't see each other for like 2.5 weeks. And then you were back. And then we went right into our show that I hadn't had a chance to talk to you about your book tour. How did the rest of it go?
It went really well. I'll say out of the gate. Well, you know, this is my first time doing a show by myself.
And I have to say, it was absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I hope that, and you talked a little bit about trying to like reconfigure it to do some
more.
stuff in the future. I hope you do because it's so, so good.
Thank you.
And not just as like a YouTuber doing a comedy show. It's like a
Right.
straight up comedy show.
Awesome.
Well, I was double nervous because I hadn't done a show by myself. And also, I didn't want to do audience participation,
Right.
which is what we do a lot on No Filter. And This Might Get Weird, y'all, because we need to change it up because people are from the show. I was like, no, I want to be on stage by myself.
Yeah.
And with me, I wait till everything the last minute. So in 2 weeks, I basically wrote like a 90-minute stand-up special.
Whoa.
Literally, it's like a Netflix special of storytelling and jokes and visuals. And it's a full funny TED Talk. Like, it's great.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was really fun. But I never got to hear how the rest of the tour had gone.
It went really well. I mean, it's so funny when you go on tour. We've experienced this before that sometimes, like we did the Bell House in Brooklyn. That's the show
Yeah.
you were at. And I know that space and it's like a rock venue and whatnot. And
Yeah.
then you get to other places and you're like, this. Like I went to, and I had a great time, anyone listening who was at that show. But I had a show in a bookstore in Cincinnati.
You had a show in the bookstore?
In a bookstore. And so, you know, when that's being planned, I'm like, I got to make sure they have like a space, right? They shut down the store. Everyone has a seat. Like they must do this a lot. They're like, oh yeah,
The
we've
accommodation.
accommodated like a 300 person things. I get there and I think they meant 300 person signings. There were literally 30 seats.
Oh my God.
And they were,
Ooh.
it was sold out. It was like 300 people.
Oh shit.
And I was literally performing to people who were like behind 5 rows of books in a Barnes and
that are
Noble.
like in the YA section.
Oh
being like,
my
is she
God.
doing
Yeah.
what?
You there? And they didn't close the store. And
Wait,
which
so
was
there's people
fine.
just actively shopping?
It was fine because it was like 8 p.m. and on like a Tuesday.
Sure.
But I remember I went up there and I was like, so you know some kid is gonna drop hungry caterpillar because he just heard me say pussy. Like so it had its ebbs and flows of like
Yeah.
or I went to, and most of them were normal venues, but then I got to where was it? I think it was Seattle.
I mean, you were
It's-
traveling literally
yeah.
every day.
It's blurring together, but it was this beautiful space, and I was the first show in it. Like they were this old,
Like
it was
inaugural
Chicago.
show?
It was Chicago. It was this like old school little rock venue that'd been there forever.
Oh, cool.
But then they built this beautiful space that looked like a Mac store.
Oh yeah, I think you posted about this.
Yeah, I
online.
was like, I'm gonna
I saw
desecrate
this.
this, like shit all over it. I was like, ooh, cool, Dirty Rock Club. This is where people get drunk at 2
Yeah.
p.m. because it was a day show.
Uh-huh.
And then I walked up there and I was like, can y'all look at my MacBook Air? Like, what is this beautiful brunch spot that I'm gonna shit
Is
all
there
over?
a Genius Bar somewhere?
Also, that show, I had sign language interpreter.
Oh,
Ooh.
really?
Yeah, there was a deaf audience member,
That's
and
cool.
she reached out and was like, I really want to come to the show.
Yeah.
And they worked it out.
They
And
come-
it was,
oh, that's amazing.
again, it was super fun because at the top
But
I was
also-
like, do you know
How
what
many-
you're getting into? And
Yeah.
by the end, she was like, I thought I did.
I know. Do you know how many
That's
times
so
I'm gonna
funny.
say pussy?
And like
in this?
variations, like an Eskimo has words for ice, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's amazing.
It was cool. It was an experience. And it,
But I liked your tour uniform.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that you're like, I'm setting myself up for success in these shows. I'm wearing like a very comfortable and accommodating. It was just like a t-shirt, but then you also had like
I had a coveralls.
Yeah.
That then, like, when I felt like it, I would take it off. And then I had spandex pants and a shirt that said, make a woman come for once. And I wore that every single show.
That's
Because
amazing.
you know me, I hate to pick out clothes. I want to be a cartoon character.
Oh, no. And then you don't have to worry about it pre-show or anything like that. And you did, which I think is super cool. You had meet and greets with like everyone that came to your shows.
Yeah. So rather than trying to have
Like
big
the
shows
VIPs
and the VIP, no, I was like full disclosure, it was like I didn't make $1 off the show. I was like, every ticket price was the price of a book.
Yeah.
And then like whatever it would cost for the venue to have their employees there.
Sure.
So maybe if the book was $24, it was $28. So you would get a book and a meet and greet. And I just wanted to keep it
other stuff too, like little trinkets that were
pencil cases and things like that.
And all themed around the book and all branded around the book, which was super cool. So it's like you're making money when you go to the show.
Right. That's what I said. Like, I didn't want to be too much of like a mattress or used car salesman, but like if I had a local commercial, I'd have been like, I'm losing money. Like, what is that? What is that one? There's that one
Like
commercial out
Crazy
here that's
Eddie.
like, you're killing me, Larry. Like, it's the two guys where he's like, the prices are low this week. And he's like, you're killing me, Larry. Like, I want to do my own local commercial that's just like, I'm bankrupt now.
Yeah.
Please come to my tour.
But you have meet and greets with everyone, which I think is super cool. Were there any like standout moments? I mean, I'm sure it's been like a whirlwind that it's like, I don't even remember being there.
No, the girl who came to the show who had the sign language interpreter, she was so cool. She gave me like my own, I guess I never really thought about, because I know ignorantly, I know nothing about ASL.
Yeah.
But like that you make up a sign for like someone's name. So like rather than someone spelling out GRACE, they would be like, I'm giving you a sign for your name.
Oh, cool.
So she did like an M over her heart like this, but your thumb sticks out. That looks like a little bean's tongue.
Oh my God, that's so
What?
great.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
What a special gift.
I
That's so
know.
nice.
I know, it was
Ow.
awesome.
It makes my heart hurt.
I know,
That's
it's gross.
so sweet.
Feelings, get them out of here. Drink your bloody.
I know. My room temperature bloody. It's delicious. No, I think that's super cool. Yeah, I literally, the time passed so quickly that I had forgotten that you had even been on book tour until I was coming here
Same.
today. And I was like, I haven't even talked to her about this.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
pretty
like,
intense.
Well, we were at your party that you had, like your premiere party.
Yeah, trivia.
Yeah,
Bar
that
trivia.
was really fun.
I
That
did
was
a
so fun.
split.
Oh, yeah, you did. Jarrett talked to me about it. He's like, I was so intimidated because he got into the dance off with you at the end. And I
Yes.
think it was Christine Sedelko, you and Jarrett Sleeper.
Yeah, for those of you listening, I had like just a little friends party release for the book, and it was bar trivia because that's my favorite thing. And the tiebreaker was a dance off.
Yeah, of course, it's appropriate.
Uh-huh.
And Jarrett was nominated from the Clever team to go up against Christine and Mamrie. And
Yikes.
Jarrett was telling me, he's like, I've never experienced that kind of nerve before or in a long time that I literally was so intimidated. And then before I knew it, Mamrie's doing a split. And I was like, I can't be here right now. Like, this is so much.
Jarrett, who like turns on his Instagram and does deadlifts for an hour.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, I haven't worked out since that split.
It was amazing. It was
Come
'cause
on.
I shot with him. Oh, that's right. I shot with him the next day at Clever, and he was like, "That was so much, but it was so much fun and so perfectly Mamrie."
I love it. It was a hot mess.
No, it was so great. And your book's still, I mean, obviously like books are, it's still available for everyone.
Yeah.
And you did an audiobook version too, right?
Yeah, which apparently people love audiobooks.
Yeah.
It's a passive way to
popular.
read.
I think it's like more popular in audiobook than physical copy.
But do you think, because I've never listened back to any of my audiobooks at all.
No, and also I had the raging flu.
Oh,
that,
that's
like,
right.
So I got
When you
back
were recording
from
it.
traveling abroad and was like, I got back New Year's Eve from being abroad for 2 weeks for vacation.
Yeah.
That got totally sick on, and then had to start recording 2 days later. I was like, just so you know, like I sound like Urkel me. So I haven't listened back because I don't like hearing my voice anyway. But then hearing your
Yeah.
voice sick
That's the
is
worst.
like,
Oh,
ugh.
and plus when I think, and it's hard to explain what it's like to record an audiobook because you're just in a room with a complete stranger. And for you who has a book that is extremely personal and is basically, I mean, do you want to give the log line for people that don't know what the second book is about?
So the second book, like the first one, if you happen to read it, is a collection of like crazy stories and hijinks, and it's memoir, it's anecdotal. But this one all takes place in the last 2 years since the first book, and it's also on the heels of like a 10-year breakup.
Yeah.
So I'm single for the first time. I'm dealing with those emotions while also having all these trips planned that are like wild and crazy with my girlfriends.
Yeah. What
Right.
did you say? It's not eat, pray, love.
It's drink.
Yeah.
or like drink, avoid, drink.
Yeah.
Right,
Drink.
right.
Fly.
Yeah, travel, drink,
Fuck
avoid.
around.
Yeah. It's really, really, Mamrie went on a mission for herself.
Yes.
And the stories are almost like too unbelievable in some sense. But for you to record the audio version, when you record an audiobook, you're basically in like a tiny, like sequestered booth with an audio engineer that is a stranger
Who doesn't know you?
You've never met them before, and you're there for like upwards of 8 hours a day reading your own manuscript. And Mamrie's being as intense and like ridiculous to this total stranger.
Oh my God. It was so insane. But then also like having ones that were serious.
Right.
And being like, can I take that line again? My
Yeah.
voice cracked from like crying. Because it's like it's basically like reading your diary and like a really tumultuous moment where you're like, oh no, I've dealt with and pushed these feelings out.
Exactly.
Oh, let me read them and like
Re-experience them again.
Yeah. And not feel like a robot.
Oh God.
It's so intense. But I think that's also what makes audiobooks more interesting is that you do hear the nuances in the actual author.
Yeah.
I mean, you get your voice when you read it off a page, but I think hearing you, like your actual voice reading it, I think for a lot of people just flavors all the stories even more. I think so.
Intense.
Go
That
check
sounds
that
like
out,
it.
you guys.
Yeah.
I want to jump into some Tumblr questions, and then we'll go into some other questions.
I was just saying before we started this, I got to say, shout out to y'all Tumblr questions people. Don't sleep on Tumblr.
Yeah.
People are being like, Tumblr's over. I'm
No
like,
way. I literally, Mamrie and I were talking about this the other day for This Might Get, that we do a lot of like audience participations via Twitter, that we were like, we should mix it up because we're just like, just the well is dry on Twitter sometimes, just constantly asking. And I went to Tumblr last night and I am overwhelmed and so elated by one, just the quality of questions and the quantity of questions.
You know why? You know, I think one reason, I'm going to hypothesize, is that Tumblr is like the one, like, unlike Twitter, my Tumblr has no politics. And like, I'm politics obsessed. And so it's like this one safe space.
Yeah.
So I think being silly and asking questions on there is like safe from like, is this shitty? I'm posting a plug instead of talking about
for sure.
administration.
No, exactly. And because I forget that Tumblr used to be my go-to social platform. It was my favorite one, number one.
Awesome on it. You are. I don't know.
But I don't use it. Yesterday, literally doing this is more than I've done other than just posting my own videos. That's all it is a hub now for just my own YouTube videos. So doing this, I was like, I forgot how great this community is. I want to get back in there. Also, shout out to Tyler Oakley, who has the best Tumblr of all time.
Been going strong for a decade.
If you still going?
It's amazing. I literally
queued up every day.
I literally look at it almost every single morning just to like set me up for the day and get some ha-has in.
It's like Tyler Oakley's Tumblr it feels like a specific to me Reddit thread. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I don't go on Reddit. I just want to see what Tyler thinks is funny.
I don't know how he does it, how he curates it, and how he programs and like schedules all of his posts, because there's no way he's up at 4 a.m.
Well, everyone knows he's a bunch of tiny robots
brought
together and put
pulling
in a
levers.
Tyler skit. Yeah, totally.
Exactly. But let's get into some of these Tumblr questions, and then we'll get into some more traditional, not too deep questions after the break. But okay. First question, why is Beans named Beans?
Oh, okay.
Which I forget what the origin story of Beans' name, because her official
original name.
Mindy?
Mindy.
Yeah.
Nope.
When I
She's not
saw
a Mindy.
the like rescue dog ad for Beans, she was wearing a pink turtleneck and her name was Mindy. And I was like, the fuck? I've never seen less of a Mindy.
But also, you didn't give her a makeover, basically. You gave her a make under.
Yeah. I was like, take that sweater off. No, when she curls up, you know, to get warm, she looks like a little black bean.
Oh, yeah.
And
the Z just for
zippity. You know, like it's easier to Google. We all know that game.
Yep.
And yeah, she looks like a little bean. I get a lot of people thinking I'm naming her after an Even Stevens character. Like that Disney show. I guess there's a Disney show where they're like, you know, the chubby next door neighbor weirdo. His name is Beans. Melissa's shaking her head. She knows what's up. So people think I'm named after that. And I'm like, thank you for thinking I'm that young. I named after a Disney show.
And she also, just shout out, if you guys don't know, Beans Hart has an Instagram account.
She does. I gotta get up into her Instagram account like you need to get up into your Tumblr.
Yeah, basically.
She's
but it's really
and
great.
hilarious.
Go check it out. Someone wants to know, have you ever gotten into an argument with someone regarding being vegan? Do people give you crap for it? You're, to me, one of the most chill vegans I know in the world.
Thank you.
Well, because you guys get a stereotype of just being like so uppity about morals.
Total stereotype. And also, like, I'm not perfect, so
Right.
I can't be militant about it. Like,
Totally.
if I'm in North Carolina, which is once every 2 years, I'm
Mhm.
eating a biscuit.
Mhm.
I went to Italy last year. I had pasta, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like, I'm doing my best. And
Yeah.
so
But you also
I
make
can't throw the first kale, you know? Like, people got to do them. I also drive a 72 car that doesn't pass smog.
Right.
So, like, I'm trying to...
It's all on your own personal standards.
It's a graph of like what can I help the environment with, because I might not be doing it, you know.
You're trying to
Right.
offset your carbon footprint.
Yeah, you know, no one's a saint, and if they are, they're probably annoying.
Yeah. But no, it's great. Yeah, you do it for yourself rather than forcing other people. It's like lead by your own example
Yeah.
rather
Yeah.
than having to yell at people to do something that isn't comfortable for them.
100%.
If you had someone else's voice instead of your own, whose would you choose?
Wow. And I'm guessing they mean actual sound of my voice and not like
I would say,
my
okay.
point of view.
No, yes. I would say actual tone. I'll
Whose
give you
voice
two.
would you want?
I'll give you
Bobcat Goldthwait. No, just kidding.
Oh my God, right?
Oh my.
That's pretty good. I would say I'm going to branch off of this too. Talking
Yes,
voice
please.
and then also singing voice.
Oh,
Who would you want as just a natural talking cadence and who would you want as a singing voice if you had to choose?
who is like a sexy little voice?
I know, I'm trying
Wouldn't
to...
it be hilarious if I looked like me but sounded like Sofia Vergara? Just leave everyone confused.
That would be...
But then sang like Tone Loc.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's pretty perfect.
If you're gonna get a combo, you might as well really screw with people.
Yeah, exactly.
But who has a sexy voice? Like,
I mean, that episode of Friends where Phoebe's sick
of
and
course,
she has that sexy voice.
or like charming voice, like Emma Stone has like a cute voice, but it's also got like a little lisp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
also
like a little
lower...
rasp too.
But
Yeah.
she can sing too.
Yeah, and it's a little lower octave for
Mhm.
women,
Yeah.
which I always find attractive when women have like a lower octave in their voice. It sounds almost more like unisex in a way.
Yeah, Emma Stone is like down here.
Yeah, that's
Like,
also kind of your
Two
Reese
Valley.
Witherspoon.
No, my Reese Witherspoon
Oh, yeah.
is this.
I know,
Yeah,
that's
that's
so
really good.
Please go see A Wrinkle in Time. It's out in theaters now.
Nothing
but love.
Oh my God.
Oh,
that's
she's
so
the
good.
best. Singing voice though, I would assume for you maybe Dolly Parton.
Oh, see, I want Dolly Parton's everything.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if I'd want her singing voice. I'd want her songwriting skills
Oh,
and like
true.
general, you know,
Aesthetic.
brilliance.
Yeah.
Joie de vivre.
A joie de vivre. But singing voice, I'd want someone who could really unassumingly
Wail.
take down a karaoke room.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah, that's what I want too.
You know, where you
Yeah.
I
go
want to
like,
be able to go up there and be like, sound like Nat King Cole or something.
ooh, see, you'd go like jazzy, like a Sinatra,
Oh
like
fuck! I would. My like favorite band, quote unquote, is Ray Charles.
oh.
I listen to Ray Charles constantly.
How did
I
you
would-
feel about the movie Ray?
I thought it was okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed his performance.
Yes,
So,
no, he
it
was
was
amazing at it.
amazing. Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
It's just
Triple threat.
biopics are tough. But like that's the thing. Like when you see somebody like at a karaoke bar and you're like, all right, what are they doing? And they come up there and then they just like blow you away with this
Oh, yeah. No,
impossible
totally.
voice.
I would want Amy Winehouse voice.
Oh yeah, she does have an
She's
amazing
just,
voice.
but she also has just like such a smoky
God.
bar voice that you're
Yeah.
just like, that would be amazing to just be like, oops, this is what I sound like. Sorry.
Then for the sake of blowing people's minds at karaoke, I'd be Adele.
Oh yeah,
God.
good pick.
Did you see that
Mhm.
video where she dressed-
Prosthetics
Yes,
nose at an
yes.
Adele singing competition?
Oh, that
Oh,
just
man.
warmed my heart
Where
so
someone was like,
much.
that's not good at all. And then she was like, I am Adele.
I am the measuring
Yes.
stick you are using.
Right?
She's so great.
You got Adele, dude.
I saw her do this hour-long like British show interview when her second album or when 25 came out, and it was like a whole thing where it was a little strange where they would like interview her, then she had to run to this other stage and she would debut a song, and then they'd talk to her more. It was like weirdly produced, but it was amazing because she just got to be like unabashedly herself. And she mentioned that she's not allowed to run her Twitter anymore because she would get drunk and tweet. And
Oh,
so
I love that.
I loved it so much because her team was like, we changed the passwords. We're doing it for you now. You can't do this.
They locked her out of her
It made me
account.
love her even more.
That's
That is the greatest.
fantastic.
There's nothing better than like going on a Snapchat or an Instagram story of a famous person and you're like, somebody hit the Pinot Grigio tonight. Like, your team's going to be pissed.
Exactly. Like, this is getting deleted in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Glad I see it tonight.
Like, that's almost boob.
Sort of in line with that. Someone's asking any weird habits you have.
I mean, I feel like everyone has weird habits. Most
Yeah,
of
I
the
don't know what's
habits
weird.
are, one of mine that is select, which makes me sound crazy, but that I hate.
Oh,
that I
when
hate-
people make the noise with their mouth, you have to boop them on the mouth.
Yeah, like make the noise and I'll come over and boop you.
Okay, ready? Here we go. Ready?
I hate it. I have to.
For those of you listening, the boop is basically Mamrie just has to tap
Tap
the
you on the
mouth
mouth?
with
Yeah,
the
like I just have to smack it
down.
away.
Yeah.
I don't understand
When-
this.
I don't
This
either.
is a
I just
weird thing.
okay. The idea of that sensation of like that, like
It's like
I don't
reverse
like that.
ADR.
And like if I did it accidentally, I'd
Or
be
like-
like, ugh, I hate the way that feels. So when I hear it, I like want
It's
someone-
adverse ASMR.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very strange. When Hannah first learned this, she really took advantage of it.
Yeah, yeah, it's
for
fucked up.
Mamrie.
Yeah, now my boyfriend takes advantage of it on FaceTime where I can't get to him. But things like that, there's certain things that just kind of like make you go, ugh. Like
Yeah.
the idea of
Yeah.
like cotton balls in my mouth is really
Yeah,
gross.
I don't like
cotton-
the
ugh.
noise that cotton makes when you like squeeze it, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. I mean, it's like nails on chalkboard.
Yeah.
It's that like overall like chilling
Gives
sensation.
me the willies. But
Yeah.
so I don't know if
I
that's
get
a
weirded out
habit.
by people filing their nails.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
gross as fuck.
Yeah, I don't
Or
like that.
remember, I mean, we're all ex-New Yorkers.
Mhm.
People clipping their nails
On the
Why?
subway?
train.
Why?
Yeah.
It's just
Do that at
literally
home.
shrapnel.
That's
it's
disgusting.
It's human bullets that can go in your eyes.
Yeah.
Yes, it really is.
And it is gross. I mean, the subway itself is essentially just a scum-covered train car
Yeah.
that you don't know
Mhm.
like what has sat where or what has dried where, and so
Mm,
you're
oh, God.
basically
What has dried
What
where
is
is
dried
the
where?
grossest phrase I've ever
It's
heard.
the reality of
dried
it.
where?
My ex-boyfriend used to just say that everything in New York has a thin layer of urine on it. And I
Yeah,
was like,
that's
stop
for
saying
sure.
this. And then you
Accurate.
see homeless people pee in the street and you're like, it's true. Yeah, there's just
Yeah.
garbage everywhere. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so I
Weird
don't know if
habits.
that's a habit, but
I think, I mean,
Yeah.
this isn't weird necessarily.
lay it on me.
No, but I think that you cook meat for your dog for Beans.
I don't anymore. I buy dog food.
Oh, then it's eggs. Making her hard-boiled eggs is the funniest thing. It's not so
If
weird as it is
if
hilarious.
Beans won't eat,
Yeah.
bitch will scurry for a hard-boiled egg.
And watching Beans eat a hard-boiled egg that's been mashed up on a plate
Uh-huh.
is one of the strangest sensations you can experience.
Well, watching her eat in general,
Yeah.
food, there's about half of it ends up on the plate surrounding because she's just got a shovel for a tongue. She's hoping
Yeah.
gets in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Tasmanian devil meets
Truly.
a shovel.
Yeah, and it's just so she's trying her best,
Yeah.
and she's tunnel vision on food, so it's literally Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
It's
And
really
that tongue seems very ungainly. It's hard
yeah.
to control.
It's like
It's sentient. It
it's almost like she's in a money machine. That's
Yeah.
like the money's going everywhere. She's just
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to grab
She's
at
totally
it.
in that telephone booth with dollar bills. She's like, her voice would be Bobcat Goldthwait. I
Oh,
swear.
someone did ask if Beans could talk. What would her voice
Well,
sound
I
like?
like a little lisp. I'm just like,
Yeah.
But then I've heard other people's interpretations of Beans, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, "Excuse me, mother."
Oh
And,
yeah, that's Hannah's.
you know, I don't
Mother.
call her daughter. I don't
Right.
refer to us.
But-
She's a grown ass woman.
If we're making jokes, it's a dogter. But
It is a dog term.
Oh,
However,
boy.
she was 4 when I got her, which means she was almost
full
30.
woman, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not condescending like that.
No, you guys
Yeah.
are.
You guys are like
peers.
roommates.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's exactly what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got the better end of the deal, but we're roommates. Yeah, in the same way, I don't want like a man to call me baby. I'm just like,
Yeah.
let's be adults
This
here.
is condescending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something that's not condescending.
Oh.
That's actually for your benefit. Is we're gonna take a quick break, and when we get back, we have more Tumblr questions for Mamrie and a lot for Beans. So we'll be right back with Mamrie Hart on Not Too Deep.
Not too deep.
Support for today's show comes from our good buddies at Squarespace.
Yay!
They're our buddies. They've been supporting us for a while, and
Guys.
they want us to tell you, think it, dream it, make it with Squarespace.
Whoa, that's very inspiring. Listen, with these beautiful templates that they have that are created by world-class designers, Squarespace makes it easy to turn your idea into a new and unique website.
Here's the thing. You can customize everything from look and feel to settings and products, all optimized for mobile right out of the box.
That's
with,
important.
with built-in Search engine optimization. That's right. They got the SEO going.
Whoa, that's what that stands for. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm having a quiet epiphany within this ad. You can showcase your work. You can blog or publish content. You can announce a special product. You can even sell products and services of all kinds in just a few clicks.
And if you want to grow your business, you can use Squarespace's analytics to help you do that in real time.
And get this, there is nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever.
But if you do have a question, they've got award-winning 24/7 customer support to help you out.
Keep dreaming, but make it a reality with a website from Squarespace.
And I can speak from experience because I have made multiple websites using Squarespace, and it's very easy to use, and they look very profesh, and even a dum-dum like me can do it, so I'm certain you guys could too.
And you guys can't see this, but Jack has been dabbing the whole time that he just
dabbing.
explained
Just
his
dabbing.
personal connection to Squarespace. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you are ready to launch, use the offer code GRACE, GRACE, to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
That's jackdab.com. I'm sorry, that's squarespace.com, offer code GRACE.
Not too deep.
Jack, look,
Yes,
you and I love our caffeine,
I'll say.
but get ready for a brand new Not Too Deep sponsor that's all about caffeine.
Go on, tell me more.
There are times when we all really need an energy boost, and a friend of mine has recently introduced me to Forto organic coffee shots, and it's changed my life.
Tell me more. That sounds delicious.
Okay, listen, Forto comes in 2-ounce shots that look like tiny coffee cups. They actually make the little packaging look like you're a giant holding a teeny tiny little coffee cup, and it's adorable. You just pop off the top and drink for a super quick, clean energy boost. The best you've ever had.
Ooh, that sounds great.
Yeah, and because they're made with only organic, natural Colombian coffee, they don't give you any jitters or make you crash. I can attest as like a very avid energy drink connoisseur.
Oh, yeah.
That it's a very smooth caffeine.
I like that.
They include 100 milligram and 200 milligram energy flavors, which are equal to drinking 1 and 2 large cups of coffee, respectively. There's something for every energy level. And so they sent me thank you, Forto. You sent me 10,000 little coffee shots.
You brought a bunch of them over, and you're like, this is half of one box.
Yeah, I brought 3 boxes over, and it's half of one of 4 boxes that I currently have in my possession. So thank you very much. But they're delicious. They have one that's like Hershey flavored. It literally tastes like just chocolate milk. And then you get the energy boost that you would get normally from a cup of coffee.
That's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And they're just like pint sized. You can store them in your refrigerator super easily. I am a big fan. They come in 6 different flavors. And like I said, my favorite so far has been the Hershey flavor because I'm just literally a child that wants chocolate at all times.
Sure.
But I'm going to get you hooked on this. But here's the best part. You can buy Forto organic coffee shots right now at a huge savings, 30% off with the promo code GRACE, GRACE at Forto, FORTO coffee.com. And you heard me right. That's 30% off only for you beautiful, beautiful listeners.
Yeah, only you listeners.
Only you listeners. Forto is normally $15 for 6 organic coffee shots, but with our code, it's only $10 for 6.
It's only $10 for 6 coffee shots and free shipping.
And free shipping. Take advantage of this deal, and you'll thank me later. That's Forto, FORTO coffee.com. Use the promo code GRACE. We're back
Yay.
with Mamrie Hart.
Hello.
Here on Not Too Deep. We are answering your questions on Tumblr, so let's get back into it. This one's a very legit ask. They say, recently quit my job, and I'm struggling to get out there and back on my feet. Any suggestions, tips? I love you guys so much.
Wow.
Thank you, Scoobies in the back.
Thank you, Scoobs. That's a tough one to answer only because I'm like, what's the job?
Yeah.
You know, like,
But I think my interpretation is just broad strokes. If you've had a setback in some way, like how do you get back out there?
It is tough.
It's
tough when that happens. I think that's the first thing is like recognize that it's tough.
Yeah,
And, like,
embracing that this
and-
is okay.
And be easy on yourself.
be easy on yourself, and then also realize everyone has setbacks.
Yeah.
And if the thing, just clock yourself in knowing that if the reason why you're not putting yourself out there again is it your own ego. Because like no one's paying attention. You don't need to be embarrassed. And
True.
if you're the thing that's holding your back from going for it,
Yeah.
then like
I always
You
That
gotta
is
get
great
over it.
advice. I
Yeah,
agree.
I think that's awesome. I also think that, and this is very just kind of common sense, but it is a good thing to remember to do, because I'm starting to do this more for myself,
Mhm.
is don't be afraid to sit down and check in and make like a concrete goal for yourself, even if it's like super simple or if it's like unbelievably unfathomable. Like sit down and say, this is what I want.
Mhm.
And then as soon as you declare that for yourself, your brain, I think, automatically starts figuring out opportunities to get you there that
Yeah.
you might not
Totally.
have seen before.
Yeah, that's where like self-actualization and like
100%.
pre-visualization
Yeah.
comes from.
I know when The Secret became a thing, and
Mhm.
and I remember watching it, and I realized like I'm a huge list maker.
Oh,
And
same.
everything in my life at any point right now on my phone,
Yeah.
in a notebook is
Yeah.
goals for this week, goals for this month, goals for this year,
Mm-hmm.
and just like bucket list. You know what I mean? And
Totally.
just
You should like create your own like journal template.
yeah,
Right? Like the
I'm in,
artist
I'm in,
way,
I'm in.
You really
the Mamrie
should.
way.
No, I'm not kidding.
I think that'd be great.
Like
Third
that's
book.
really organized.
yeah. Well, I just feel like
And that's a great way of looking at your life.
well, there's nothing better than it's fun. I realized at the end of last year, like how much you just kind of copy and paste your
Right.
goals for the year and how they move, but nothing's more satisfying than checking it off.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I leave them on there.
Yeah.
So that when you're feeling down,
I do that too.
yeah, when you're feeling down, I'm like, no,
Look
that
up-
has an asterisk. You're fucking crushing it.
Yeah.
I do
no,
that too. I have a list of things that I've accomplished.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why erase it? That accolade.
Yeah.
There's also, I've started doing this more too, is making it daily to-do lists.
Yeah.
And putting just mundane things on it, like
See, it's
walk
something easy
my
to
dog,
check off.
like
Mhm.
exercise, and then
Yeah.
all of my other creative stuff I have to do. So after I bring Goose back into the house and I'm like, cool, I did something. And then it creates this momentum of like, what's next? What's next?
I
What's
do that
next?
too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It really works.
It's so stupid seeming or so like simple, but it actually is really effective, I find.
But I mean, things are simple or obvious for a reason because they work.
True.
Yeah.
I want to speak just directly to the question though, because there's
Yeah.
two, I think, stories that I think we can relate to, both of us. So one was when you left My Damn Channel and you
Right.
were like starting out on your own. And I know that was where the idea for the podcast came together when you
Yeah.
and I chatted about
That I was
it.
like, I just want something that I own creatively.
Yeah. And we were like, and it was a scary moment,
Mhm.
but in the end, it was good. It was a good thing that ended. And now you and I are both better for it.
Yeah. I think that in those terms, the best thing you can do is open your eyes and look around to your resources.
Yeah.
And in terms of, for me, on a YouTube digital content level, it was like
Mhm.
the whole community of friends I had built through
Yeah.
working through this company came to my aid in a lot of senses and like really helped me get back on my feet, which
Yeah.
was great because you know that like I'll do a favor for them if they're doing a favor for me, that you build these like bonds with people. It's like working relationships. And
Yeah.
so being able to look around, and if you look around and you're like, oh, I need to find some of those people, being active in finding the people that can
Yeah.
help
Mhm.
you. Yeah.
And I had a similar situation where a few years before that, when I was still working in news, I was getting very comfortable in my job working for Reuters and like a lot of the clients that were working out of Reuters.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, one day they decided to shut down Reuters Support Services, which was like the company that I was working for that had all of the clients that I was working for. So like suddenly I was like without a job, all my clients were
Whoa.
scattered everywhere, and it was
It feels like you're being
terrifying.
dumped when you thought you were in a
Yeah.
happy relationship.
Completely.
You know, like
Exactly.
And in the end, it was the best thing that could have happened to me because it
Mhm.
forced me out of my comfort zone. It forced me to look at other avenues besides news, which I was starting to get burned out on.
yeah.
Which led me to working on that project, My Damn Channel, with you.
Yep.
So I think a lot of times when you lose something like that, you lose an opportunity, it ends up often becoming the best thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think it's important to keep that perspective
Yeah,
when you're
believing that
going through the dark time.
Right.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And also be easy on yourself to not immediately just fill that void. And it's
Yes.
something that ultimately doesn't improve your life. It
Patience.
just made you feel less manic about it.
Yeah.
Totally. On a lighter note, this is not necessarily a question.
that. We're only doing this now.
No, this is Deep, the podcast 2.0.
We're going to see anglerfish. We're getting so fucking deep on this thing.
Shout out to Blue Planet.
Yeah,
I've been
right?
watching that before I fall asleep. This is from Dimplo.
What a great
Nice.
name.
It's so
Dimplo.
great. It's not so much a question. They just say, Beans is that bitch. Just needed to say it.
Thank you, Dimplo. I
Yeah.
would expect nothing less from you, Dimplo.
You got to change your Instagram bio to dat bitch.
That bitch.
That bitch.
That Dimplo.
Okay, this is interesting. If you had to describe the color red to someone who's never seen red,
Ooh.
how would you describe it?
Wow. I would describe it as it's the color of how you feel when you get turned on.
Oh.
Ooh.
I
It's
thought you were
like
gonna
what
say
my
the-
body. It's the color of my body when I'm like ready to go.
Oh, I thought you were going to say angry.
No, I'm
Okay.
I'm angry these days. Yeah,
Okay, someone wants to know, what's a drink you can't stand?
I'm not a whiskey girl.
Oh, yeah.
Which is interesting because I think I'm going to Scotland in a couple months and I'm going to like go in there with an open mind to like respect Scotch,
Right.
which I think I might be more privy to since I'm obsessed with mezcal and it has that kind of like element of smokiness.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to do a pickleback with you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like drinking whiskey.
Yeah, have you ever made, I don't know, you deserve a drink. Have you ever made a whiskey drink that you like transformed it and you liked it?
I did. I made one. I've done a couple, but I did one for a Thanksgiving
Mhm.
that was, I wanted to make like essentially a metaphorical Thanksgiving meal in a glass. So it was wild turkey.
Oh, nice.
And I did like cranberry juice from the, instead of cranberry sauce. And I did like a little bouquet of, I put rosemary in there. Yeah, I made
Ooh.
it. It was really good.
That sounds
So
great.
there's been a couple whiskey drinks I like, but you'll never see me saddle up to a bar and get
Right.
a whiskey, which I think you're into it, right?
Yeah, I love.
Like you love it.
People
love
that
it. And I
like
respect
whiskey
it.
and
Bourbon.
Scotch are very specific about it.
I think I just drank Maker's Rock so much in college that to me, I associate it with college level hangovers.
Yeah.
Also, you were in a band that people would buy you guys whiskey shots all the time, and I
Yeah.
feel like that will at some point where
They
it's
bring
welcome.
it on stage and
Yeah.
you take it. And I remember there were several moments where I took a shot,
Oh, I was
ran
at-
backstage, vomited, and came back on stage.
I literally
Ooh.
was at a show that you did that.
Yeah.
That they gave you a shot and then you exited for a second and I was so drunk anyway. And then you came back, you're like, I just puked in the trash can. But and then you're just like, and now I'm singing again. And it was like, I was like, she's completely invincible.
Did you know about Pappy Van Winkle, like the really famous bourbon that's like?
Oh, does she
impossible
know
to find?
Do I
about
know
it?
about it? In my book, I split a bottle with Heavy Kev from Backstreet Boys on a cruise in the Mediterranean.
Oh shit!
Yeah, read all about it. It's a great story. I've heard all about it.
Wow.
I can tell you if
So
you
did
if
you
there's-
not enjoy that? You must have enjoyed
No,
that.
I was liquored up from the floor up, and
I mean, there
you
was a-
don't turn down like thousands of
I think-
dollars.
yeah,
bottle of
the whole
booze.
story has a lot of layers to it that
Oh,
I'm
now I
sure
can't
like
wait
that
to
was the
read
It's
it.
manifesting very dumb things.
I mean, talking
manifested
about
meeting him, and I
the
didn't know in
secret.
what way.
Wow.
it was it's if you have no other reason to buy Mamrie's book,
Check
this-
out Backstreet Swag,
Ugh,
one of the
I'm
chapters.
it's so
getting into
good.
that as soon as I get home now.
It's so good. Okay, someone says if you could only use one meme or React image for the rest of your life, which would you choose?
Ooh.
I know you've gotten very technical on your GIF usage.
Yes, I've been sending those in lieu of emojis just because they really capture your emotion.
Yeah. Or what's okay, instead of one for the rest of your life, what's your go-to one right now that's your React image?
My go-to ones are probably all Michael Scott from The Office. Like I'm
Yeah.
really into Office ones.
yeah.
And specifically, they have so many good just asides or like
Yeah.
rolling eyes or him looking mad. I think I can convey in words when I'm really excited, but
Yeah.
just the reaction of like someone being like, bitch, please.
Yeah, over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard because saying that in words feels too harsh.
Right.
But
yeah.
so
You
using
can't
a
be
GIF
like,
is like
insert eye roll or
Yeah.
like, fuck you. You know,
Right.
like
A GIF is
and the
more
eye roll
playful.
emoji isn't really good.
no, it
Yeah,
looks
they
like
don't have a good eye roll.
who's having sex above my apartment. That's what it looks like to me. Is like he's about to take a broom and be like, quiet down.
I'm trying to sleep down
Yeah,
here.
exactly. Annoyed tenant emoji.
someone wants to know if you could learn how to flawlessly cook any dish in the world, what would it be? Is there anything you haven't fully mastered? Because I know you love cooking and
I
you're
love
very, very
cooking.
good at it. Is there something that you haven't fully mastered that you wish you could?
I'm intimidated by making my own pasta.
Oh.
And I feel like that's
have you done
something-
it before?
No, I haven't because it just feels like such a
I made it-
feat.
I made it once with my friend in Brooklyn. Same. Thought it was like insane to do. It's surprisingly super easy. That said, she's a chef and like
Yeah.
walked us
Oh,
through
yeah,
all
Ryan
of it.
Ross.
Yes. Hey Ryan Ross, you have a great
Chef Ryan
Instagram.
Ross, that people follow it. It's beautiful.
It's absolutely
Um,
stunning.
Yeah, so I don't think there's a dish I'd be too nervous to do, but if I could just like automatically go, I have total knowledge and come over for
Right, no
from
nerves
scratch
about-
gnocchi tonight.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I know, it really does.
I'm interested in this one. If you could choose any celebrity to play Beans in a motion picture,
Oh.
Who would
Like
you choose?
voice beans?
I would say
Because I
yeah, I
don't
guess
know.
it has to be voice. I don't know
Yeah.
who. if you anthropomorphize the via Mamrie Hart saying this on an episode of This Might Get, this word is now in my
It's
vernacular.
making something that doesn't have life.
I would say
think
voice, yeah.
Well, I would have said Danny DeVito, but he recently became the Red M&M.
Mm.
So I don't want sloppy seconds.
Right.
I would say Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. Wow, Beans is a black man.
All right.
I'm into it.
There you go.
Ooh, maybe Beans would be voiced by DMX.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I was gonna say,
Or Ja Rule. Like one of those like
Yeah.
really
I was also gonna say Cardi B would be
Oh
my-
pretty
Oh,
amazing
yeah.
beans.
Cardi Beans, this is me.
Oh my god!
Like I know her Halloween costume next year now. Cardi Beans.
Amazing.
Oh my God. Okay, that's so,
So
good.
good.
Okay. The B stands for beans, if anyone didn't know.
Finesse.
So good.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Someone asked, what's an odd gift that fans keep giving you? Is there something that on the road people, I know, like I've been with you, it's a lot of like liquor and stuff like that, or like
Yeah.
the homemade like shots and things and stuff like that, or
No.
like portraits of beans.
I do get a lot of portraits of Beans, which I adore.
Yeah.
Those are the greatest. And I'm getting a lot of dog clothes, which is fun.
Oh, because yeah, she's a special size.
Yeah, she is a special size. No, I think it's not so much weird gifts as in I've been given booze a lot from people who clearly aren't 21.
Right.
So I
Yes.
know they're like asking their cool uncle to like buy them
yeah,
little
yeah.
Jamesons to put into like a coffee cup
Wow.
for me. So I think with that, it shows the most ingenuity.
Yeah.
Anyone can get colored pencils. Not
That's-
everyone can get someone to buy them liquor to give to a YouTuber.
Also, like, kudos to the family members, assumably that
for sure.
or presumably that are buying these things.
Yeah.
And also, guys, just stop.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
Also,
I'm
you
an adult
can't-
woman who can buy my own booze, and I can't really
You
put it
can't
on
travel
planes.
with it. Yeah, that's the hardest part that I feel. And we've talked about this before too. It's like it's the thought that counts, which is so amazing, and then like the actual practicality of
Yeah.
taking it with you is kind of
So much rather have a
impossible.
drawing or a letter
Yeah,
because I can't imagine the wave of housekeepers in hotels that have just
Oh,
been like,
this is a funny story.
I'm throwing a party tonight.
I don't know if I've said this on a podcast, maybe before, that one of my favorite stories of us on
Oh
tour,
my God.
not being able to take things with us. We were, I think, in the middle of a no filter tour
We were in Houston, Texas.
in Houston, Texas, and we had left. And we had all of these like things we'd gone through after every show. We would like film ourselves and Snapchat ourselves, like going through and thanking everyone for all the gifts and letters and all of that. But we had been touring, so we couldn't travel with anything.
We
so
couldn't
had,
take like a fifth of liquor with us.
yeah, so we had to leave a lot of stuff behind, and we usually leave like food and drinks and stuff, and we just tell like the room service like
Leave a little note that's like,
here, you can
have
take
at
anything.
it.
We couldn't travel with this.
Uh,
And then Mamrie tells us the next day.
I get a
'cause-
call in Tucson, Arizona that's like, hi, this is so-and-so from like the W Hotel or wherever we were at Comfort Inn Suites. We need you to get back in touch with us immediately. You left your firearm in the room.
what?
And they were like, it's being held at security. And I call back and I'm like, first of all, only Texas would be
Yeah.
like, we're hanging on to it for you.
yeah, we're hanging on to
like,
your gun.
not like call the police immediately.
No,
Where's this gun from? And I call back, and what it was is someone had given me a flask shaped like a gun,
yeah.
Oh.
and
That we
they-
had- that
and the
got left
housekeeper
behind.
saw it and was like, "Oh, she left her gun." Like, so
Put
they
it
thought
with
I
the
just had a
others,
Put
room
it in
full
the
of
gun safe.
liquor, love letters, and a gun.
Yeah, it was like,
Wow.
and as if that was the most normal thing. That I'm like, what gets left behind in Texas?
And I
don't
called
really
back and I
wanna
was
know.
like, "That's a flask. It's not real." And I remember getting another message that was like, "Ma'am, we're checking in on your gun." So I'm like, "You haven't even told the next shift it's not a real gun." Like,
I know.
Amazing.
I remember just going, "I can't take a gun flask on a plane."
Yeah, no, we were all like, this
yeah,
is
what the fuck?
this is so Texas that we get this, and then we're like, we can't take this at
Yeah.
all. And
I
then
don't even know if you could mail it home.
I was
I
nervous.
know it's
Well,
terrifying.
I was
Yeah.
like, Mamrie, you're on a no-fly list somewhere now. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
100%.
Someone wants to know biggest regrets in Vegas. I'm going to switch this. I'm going to say
Okay.
your best memory in Vegas.
I have so many good memories in Vegas. I mean, written in the first book, Grace
Yeah.
and I going to Britney Spears, which was incredible
That
and
was
an
super fun.
adventure and terrifying. Recently, I've gone to Vegas quite a bit because I was visiting someone there. so the weekend before
Mhm.
book tour started,
Yeah.
where I was like, I got to plan this show. Like, what is going on? Like, this is all I'm doing. No one speak to me for the next, you know, 4 days. I'm freaking out. I'm about to be on stage and I don't have a show. I got the day after that book party where I did the split, I got a text from my friend Tess that goes, hey, someone dropped out. Do you want a ticket 3rd row share tomorrow night in Vegas?
Oh, right.
And I was like, I'm go to New York in 48 hours to do book release and the show. And like, I just had to focus on the show. So yeah, I'm looking up tickets right now. And so I just flew to Vegas, met them at Dry Bar, got our hair done, had a martini,
Oh my
went and saw
God.
Cher, and then woke up
Wow.
at 5 a.m. and was back like working on the show at noon the next day.
But then I will say, on top of that, the most Mamrie text of all time is one I received about
2
Mamrie.
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, Mamrie was back in Vegas.
Mhm.
And I was planning on going out of town just to get out of LA. And she's like, I know you're probably going to go like camping or in nature, but in case you want an alternative plan, I'm driving out to Vegas right now to go to, we got cheap tickets for a Nickelback concert.
Yeah, we didn't end up going.
Okay.
But-
But it was like a text that goes, I got tickets to a Nickelback concert. Then we're going to a WWE pay-per-view event. And then we're going to go see Elton John. All in one weekend. She's
Yeah.
like, so in case, I was like, and I showed Brooks, I was like, this is the most Mamrie text I've ever received.
That's amazing.
It was
Yeah.
like a last minute thing again. And she's like, just found him.
2 Sundays ago.
How was Elliot? How was, sorry,
Elton John.
Elton
all of that.
John?
Yeah.
My brain stopped
How
working.
was
for a second.
legendary recording artist Nickelback?
Yes.
It was amazing. It was the weirdest day of all time because it was 5 o'clock or maybe like 4. I was at the arena seeing a pay-per-view, WWE Elimination Chamber. And then we left it a half hour early to go see Elton John and one of his like last 20 performances in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it so much in the same way I loved Cher because there's nothing better than seeing like couples in their 60s and 70s
Living their best
being
lives.
like, this is our night of the year. We're ripping it up.
Yes.
And like having
Yeah.
like grown ass, like someone's grandma look at you and be like, get out of your seat, bitch. Like, what are you? Like me feel like I'm like the old stodgy jerk.
Yeah.
It was really great. I didn't expect to cry and I cried like twice.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
It was really fun. And I'm just trying to check off those legends. This is kind of sad, but I was going to go see Tom Petty at Hollywood Bowl.
Oh,
And he
right.
died. And I was like, I'm tired tonight. And 2 days later, he died.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm never passing up the opportunity. Like you can never recreate that. I don't care about holograms, whatever.
Yeah, I
Like
agree.
go see the greats.
Yeah, I think that's just good general life advice.
Yeah.
If you get an opportunity for something that you're like, it'll still be there. Like, just take it when it comes.
Yeah, no regrets. I want to see every concert, every dumb thing there is possible.
Yeah, those
That's
memories are irreplaceable. That's what they say.
Totally.
They say if you have money, you're supposed to invest it on experiences, not on
Oh,
possessions.
yeah, not
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
No.
Or dogs, either one.
But that's an experience.
That's a full experience.
You know?
I mean, that's a member of the family.
It's
Right.
true. Someone wants to know, if you went to Comic-Con, who would you cosplay? I thought this was an interesting question because Mamrie has recently dabbled in the world of cosplaying
I
via
did.
Halloween,
I did. I was an anime character for Halloween.
which is something I've never in my life. If you asked
Yeah,
me
that's
5 years
surprising.
ago and they were like, I'll give you $1 million if you just say that, yes, Mamrie will be an anime character at one point for Halloween, I'd be like, absolutely not.
I did it for the dick.
Did it work?
Well, my
I made it
current
a
boyfriend loves Dragon Ball Z
Sweet.
in a very pure way, and he wanted to be it, and I was like, I'll be cute.
Yeah.
We were in Nashville for the night,
Also,
and I did
Mamrie
it.
does not pass up the chance to DIY a costume.
No, the thing is I bought a costume.
Oh, this is right.
And then
yes.
and like a month and a half in advance, like the most prepped I've ever been, and didn't realize like it was coming from who knows where. And I'm leaving, and I'm like, oh shit. So I put together the costume via like Amazon same day, like,
Mhm.
Oh man.
and it worked. And I didn't realize we went out, and I was like, he had full like armor.
Yeah.
He was like, he got like his hair and
hair
makeup
all
person.
done.
Well, he had this wig because he has this crazy hair. This
Yeah.
character Vegeta, like they styled it for him.
Yeah.
And it went out, and I was like, people are going to be like, who are these fools? I didn't realize how like fucking gangster
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z is. That like, I was like, I thought it would just be like these white nerds. And I was like, it's all the cool people are like, are you Vegeta? That's,
Yeah.
that's
you
cool
were,
as shit.
weren't you in Nashville or something?
We were
Wow.
in Nashville. We were
Yeah.
on Beale Street.
That's so funny.
Amazing.
One kid came up to us and said, are you Vegeta? And we were like, yeah. He goes, oh my God. And then talks to him for 30 seconds, looks at me, goes, are you Bulma? I go, yeah. He goes, I'm on too many drugs for this. So yes, I have dabbled in the cosplay,
my
but
God.
then
Uh-huh.
I guess I did kind of continue that because that was the weekend. But on actual Halloween night, I dressed as April O'Neil from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to
hell
hand
yeah.
out candy.
Yeah.
So something in that like 80s cartoon vibe.
Yeah, I can see. I can also see you being Carmen Sandiego from Where in the
Oh,
World is Carmen
yeah.
Sandiego.
Look great in a trench.
I was
A
gonna say
profile
Poison
trench
Ivy.
shot?
Ooh,
that's a good
I
one.
could do that.
Yeah,
for
for sure.
sure.
That's a great one.
Who was that? Was that Uma Thurman in the movie?
She,
Mhm.
in
She
Batman and
rules.
Robin. That terrible movie.
Oh my God, that piece of shit. Schwarzenegger.
Oh, Mr. Freeze.
I mean,
Oh,
you
so
know I
bad.
love a
right.
bad pun, and I couldn't handle it.
Oh man, that was one of the few movies I wanted to walk out on.
Mhm. But
Someone
I
said,
didn't because they're pricey.
someone said one song to describe Beans.
Oh my gosh.
If
so
Beans
much
had a
beans.
theme song, I mean, obviously it changes.
Flight of the Bumblebee?
I mean,
Accurate.
I think that was pretty accurate. Someone wants to know, how was Thailand?
Thailand was really cool.
You
I
went
hated
there
that
on
we-
the holidays, right?
Yeah, went to Tokyo for 3 days and then Thailand for almost 2 weeks. It was rad.
Yeah, it looked amazing.
I feel though that it's really a place you have to go for a month.
Yeah, to
You
just
know, like
experience all of it.
I feel like we spent so much time like bopping to the next place that there wasn't a lot of relaxation.
Sure.
But the actual experience of it was awesome. I ate noodles breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Ugh, dream.
I
What a
mean, like
dream.
I was eating like full on like Northern Thai curry noodles at 9 a.m.
That's, I mean, but yeah, manifest your destiny. That sounds
Mhm.
amazing.
And we went, we visited an elephant sanctuary,
right.
but not one like you see people go to them and they ride them.
yeah,
That's still not good.
yeah.
Like the woman even described it. She was like, elephants are lazy. They don't want to give you a back ride.
Yeah.
So we went to one where you literally feed them pumpkins and then they go out into the jungle and you just watch them. So it's like a very voyeuristic, like, and it's weird how like quickly you go, oh, this is normal when it's
Yeah.
not normal.
Yeah.
We just like sat there and watched an elephant like take down branches and just like me to you 10 feet away.
Wow.
But what did happen is they give you these little purses that you can keep your belongings in and like pieces of pumpkin.
Mhm.
And I had it and the elephant came over and I'm like, oh, hey, babe. Just rips the purse, like takes its trunk, takes the purse off me. I'm like, am I about to be eaten by an elephant?
Oh my god.
Takes out my water bottle and starts trying to open it with the foot. Like,
Oh my god. They're
and
so
like
smart.
knew like how to twist off
They're so
the
smart.
water bottle.
They're so smart.
Whoa.
It was cool. It was really cool.
They're also like enormously insane creatures that you can visualize in your mind, but like standing next to them, like being in the physical presence
Right.
of one without like a cage or anything like that,
Yeah,
it
that's
must be
insane.
like
It feels
bizarre.
intimidating, but they did studies recently, and I learned this the day before we went, like because it was a recent study. Is elephants see humans like we see puppies,
Yes, I did see
so
that.
they think we're really cute.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
and
so
that changed
funny.
the whole. I was like, I might be scared. Like
Right.
they're
They're so
just
big.
walking around, and we're like watching them, and then I realized like they're like, oh look, that little dog's watching me eat.
Oh my god,
That's
that's
really funny.
amazing.
Yeah, I thought that was so sweet.
That's,
that's
so awesome.
amazing.
I'm curious about this answer.
Okay.
Someone asked, "Who is your dream Why Dad guest government edition?"
Government edition.
But I think you can expand this to like media.
Media. Rachel Maddow.
Yeah, I want this to
I
happen
love her,
so
and
bad.
she loves to drink, and she loves mixology. She goes on the Tonight Show and makes drinks for Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
And I watch her every night. So
No, Mamrie literally has Rachel Maddow like on in her house, like background music.
Wow.
yeah, it's bad. I watch a lot of news, but also I'd love to get Hillary a little drunk
Oh, that'd be
or
amazing.
Bernie.
Oh my god.
I have a feeling he'd be a lightweight. I could.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Bernie, did you Uber?
But I also feel like he
You're
would
gonna
like,
need to leave. You're gonna need to leave your Prius.
I also feel like it'd be like, what do you prefer? And he'd be like, pina coladas. Like he'd love like a
I'd be like,
mix.
Yeah.
oh, jeez.
Yeah.
He's like, it's my drink for the year.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's just falls off the wagon immediately.
Exactly.
Like,
Oh,
oh
Mamrie
no.
killed Bernie.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And then that's our new weekend at Bernie's.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It's all coming together.
They're at the weekend at Bernie Sanders. Oh my god!
Okay, the last question, kind of in line with drinking,
Yes.
is if you owned a bar, what would it be called and what would it be like? And I know you've kind of planned this out before, or you have ideas of this.
I have ideas. I mean, there's nothing that I wouldn't want it to be like with my name or anything.
Right.
There's a couple different bars. I've talked about wanting to do a bar that's all cocktails and dips. That's in some like sips and dips.
Yes.
I want a Mexican like mezcal themed bar that has vegan tacos called Bolo Thai.
Oh, that's great.
Or just Bolo, where the next morning, the bar just has one of those bodega, like little windows where you get like a spiked coffee and like a really good egg sandwich.
That's a great
So
idea.
at the bar, if your tab reaches a certain amount, you get tickets to come get hungover breakfast the next day from the window.
That's
Genius.
Yeah, where you're like, if we just spend $50 more, we'll get
you're basically Dave and Bustering
$1 sandwich in the morning for free. Where you're like, it's a goal.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Thank you.
So any investors out there,
Yeah, and any people who take my idea, I have no shame coming to your town and ripping you a new one.
Yeah.
I like to end podcasts on a threat.
Yeah. Well, before we give you the gift for being a guest on the podcast,
Oh my goodness.
we do a little segment called This is Curious, where we pick up something from your social media that you've posted in the past.
Oh,
and we
God.
just want a little backstory about
shit.
and this is not bad at all.
Okay, good.
It's a tweet that you tweeted June 7th, 2014.
Oh, Lord.
And it says, I need to go dancing, drank, dancing.
I think I meant to say drunk dancing.
But I love this. And I'm like, why haven't we incorporated dancing?
Dancing. Yeah, drunk. I have no idea.
Drank dancing.
Someone
But you
had
also
a
tweeted
couple
this-
drinks before that.
You tweeted this at 5:20 p.m.
Story checks out.
Yeah, someone's had a couple drinks.
Yeah, for sure. Go dancing? That sounds like dunk tank dancing. Like,
I love it. But it also just makes me want to go back to my 2014 Twitter feed and be like, what was I talking about?
Or like, what gems didn't get enough traffic?
Yeah, right? That
I
I should
just
like
copy, delete, repost now.
Why not drancing?
Why not? I have
knows.
or druncing.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was going for. And then I
Either way.
forgot the R, and then I spelled drunk wrong.
You were using Siri. It was
Drank
perfect.
dancing.
Anyway, Mames, thank you for taking the time to
Yes.
be here.
Thanks for having me. I'm trying to get the record.
Yeah, I mean, Mitchell's still
Yeah, you
holding
gotta-
I know he's
strong.
holding tight.
Jarrett's up there. We can't. Hannah's elusive. Can't get her.
Yeah.
No.
But also, we're trying to get
she
her
is
on
the
slippery one.
Sasquatch of East LA. She's tiny foot.
We're trying to get her. Oh, I love it. We're trying to get her on This Might Get.
Yes,
Which
and please watch that show. It is so much fun. I want to be able to do it forever.
it's super, super fun Monday through Friday on the YouTube channel This Might Get. And it has all of its own social media handles and all of that. And then Mamrie, you're at Mametown or Mamrie Hart all across the board.
You got it, and you deserve a drink.
You deserve a drink. And your book, where's the best place? Just like, I don't know.
I mean,
you
it's
had
called-
mamriebook.com.
Wherever
Right.
books are sold.
Yeah, I've got this round.
Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly, wherever books are sold, it's not hard to find.
I saw it in the airport the other day. I was so excited.
That's the most fun because that's
Ugh.
where I buy all my books.
Oh yeah. I literally have 4 copies of Girl Boss because I keep forgetting to bring it with me when I travel. And then
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
I gotta read this. And I
know.
just keep it's just a placeholder in my backpack.
Yeah, go check it out or get the audiobook.
Yeah. Download that. If you guys want, Mamrie, thank you for being here. We want to
Yes.
give you we give everyone a fortune cookie for being a guest on the podcast now.
Oh
and
my goodness.
they have specific fortunes inside.
I can't wait.
Yeah. I honestly don't remember what this one is at all whatsoever. So
Let's see.
we'll see.
My fortune is wow, it is specific.
Okay.
Mamrie, you don't need a fortune to tell you what's going to happen in your world. You're the ultimate master of your own goddamn destiny, and who knows what you'll get into next week. But Bobby Flay will be there. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds accurate.
I love it.
That sounds accurate.
I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
Got my first tattoo.
Thanks, Mamrie. Go check her out if you guys haven't already. If you haven't, you're dummies. But thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on another episode of Not Too Deep. Goodbye.
Too deep, too deep, too deep, not too deep with Grace Helbig.
Did you know that your skin can absorb up to 60% of what you put on it? So what goes on your skin is as important as what goes in your body. Juice Beauty is a skincare and makeup line that is made with certified organic ingredients with the promise to always formulate without potentially harmful ingredients. Go to juicebeauty.com/grace for exclusive savings on your first order when you use the code GRACE20, GRACE20 at checkout.
Not Too Deep is a production of Grace Helbig Incorporated.
Produced and directed by Jack Ferry.
Producer Melissa D. Mons.
With writing by Diane Kang.
Production assistance by Jenny Stringfellow.
Audio support by Chris Henry.
Editing by Melissa D. Mons.
And an extra special thank you to Flula for the theme music.